Yo, what up? This is Mike Brown,
This is Alpha.
and this is the art of letting go.
Letting go. Letting go.
Today we have a special guest in the building. Me and this man go back. I don't even know how far, but we played on multiple teams together. He done trained me in the damn shot zone. Shout out to shot zone. Got my jumper cold. Always encouraging me on the court to shoot, to do my thing. We have none other than Cristiano in the building. Cinco, I'm sorry, Cinco.
What's good? Cinco on the mic. Not pretty sure what we talking about today, but it's great energy in this room. Just met my boy Alpha today.
Hey.
And Big Mike, like he said, we go way back. It's all good energy, it's all love, positivity and all that. So let's get into it.
Yeah, man. So we got what we got for today, Mike. What we getting into?
We've been talking a lot about music and putting music out, and being that we all are musicians, like, it was very inspiring, the conversation we were having beforehand, because I feel like I've been where y'all at, and I'm at where I'm at too.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I can definitely relate to everything y'all going through, as far as like just being creatives and getting stuff out and being perfectionists at the same time. And that's part of the reason why I said I was working on a beat tape of just like all the beats that I've done in like the last 10 years.
Right.
And I was kind of scared to put it out, just because a lot of that stuff I felt like wasn't perfect. But yeah, that would be me letting go of my perfection, because yeah, man, like, sometimes you just gotta respect where you at and know that you're gonna get better. Like, just putting the shit out there will at least give you a starting point. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if the quality is like, look how we recording right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Just keeping it real. But at the same time, I know one day this shit is gonna be official. We're gonna be in a studio, like off-site studio. You know what I mean? It's gonna be different. But you gotta start somewhere. So, I definitely want to see you brothers start, somewhere. And I know y'all got it. You know what I mean? I've heard a lot of what Alpha has done, and I just know that he has it, man. Like, more than myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he gotta see that.
Right.
Yeah.
And even with you, like, sitting there talking to you and just hearing how passionate you are about the music, like, you just gotta do it. That's man. Real. Like people don't talk about music like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's rare that you meet somebody that's really into it, really studying, and really like learning. You know what I mean? So I say go for it. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel that.
And I'm talking to you, and I'm talking to myself. You know what I mean? Like, and that's just being real.
No, I mean, I feel that. It's one of those things where, you take what your brain can do for granted. There's so many ways that the human brain works, and I just really feel like being here today with you guys and hearing the encouragement to actually put it out there is a bigger step than I actually thought it would be. Coming into the podcast, it was just gonna be like a little minor discussion about music that we kind of just opened up and started talking about different genres of music, and talking about starts, what's best, you keeping it real in terms of like what equipment should be used. Encouragement goes a long way. Yeah. And I think it could help steer creativity and positivity at the same time and get that end product that I'm actually looking for.
Absolutely. I mean, think about this. If you went as hard with music as you go with basketball, like, I know what you do in basketball. I know, like, just the seriousness that you put into training and all that shit.
Right.
If you gave that same energy to music, like, who knows what you might do with it.
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah.
I have a feeling like this is going to be a new beginning out of nowhere, and it's one of those just getting into the room with like-minded people and people that have that energy and people that have that love for music, you know, bring it out. Because I'm kind of introverted with it. When it comes to the music side, it's just like, well, I know how I would want certain parts to sound, but it's not necessary for it to come out. But then just hearing from you guys to, you know, just get it out there and just, you know, put the paper to the pen, or if it means just going and just recording something just so it's out, or meeting different people that know how to play different instruments, like getting ready to play the guitar, just being able to pick up from anybody. I like to pick apart people's brains and, you know, see how they work. And I think that really gets my creative juices going. And I don't know if you guys know, but that was like a really, really huge spark for me tonight. Even though it was like a sidebar conversation that got opened up, it's something that is definitely positive. I think that people need to put themselves in position to be around like-minded people, to be around creative people, or at least people with an open mind that'll keep it real. And I think it'll help you be grounded and at the same time, you know, achieve what you're thinking about. Or if you haven't even started that idea to think about it, to start saying, well, hey, maybe it's not as hard as it seems. Maybe I should just step in, put something out there, and then see where it goes. So
this has been a really good conversation, and I want to ask you, because I know for myself what kept me from doing certain things. So I want to ask you, like, since it sounds like tonight we're gonna let go of like I don't want to call it fear, but whatever it was that blocked you from doing, because the way that you talked about music was very passionate. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that you kind of broke stuff down, and I can tell that you believe in yourself, but there was something that kind of kept you from going after music for you. But for anybody else or another listener, they might want to do something else if they just haven't jumped into it. I just kind of want to ask you what might have kept you from doing that.
You know, in a way it could be fear of certain things, you know, or just giving into certain things. I think for me, I've always struggled with procrastination, and I've always struggled from a young age being a perfectionist. So if I'm not in a place where other people are doing something, example, if you're inside of a basketball gym right now, or any sport that you play, but it's just you practicing, how good do you know that you are by yourself? Like, if you're there, you're getting your shots up, you know, you're making a couple of them, how would you know if you're good or not?
If nobody else is around.
If no one else is around you.
You don't have anybody else to compare yourself to.
Right.
I get what you're saying.
You know, and it might look good to you, or it might feel good to you.
I think that's all that matters, though.
I think so.
Like, I don't think, and just going to shooting shots, I don't think Kobe was taking shots thinking who thought he was making the best shots. I think Kobe was in there just taking jumpers and like, I'm gonna hit all these motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or I'm gonna attempt to.
Right.
Even if I don't, at least I tried to take all of them.
But pinning off of that, it's one of those things where I'm like, I would fall in and out of love with wanting to do it, and I would really feel the project or the product as I'm going towards it. But what's happening for me, for example, when I feel like I'm having that block, or maybe it's not as good as it is, that's kind of like me not hitting all the jumpers while I'm in practice. So how am I to know if my 60% translates to be 60% with the other professionals? And that was a time that it kept me blocked. But now seeing all these other individuals have musics, and seeing everybody come, start there's rounds of SoundCloud rappers that have come out, and they put out, you know, their stuff and got their following from that. The only thing that's really, really, really stopped me for the longest time is not being able to know how to set up everything else around my idea, or at least be able to project my idea out in the way that it is in my head.
So was it to a degree, was it like, one, it sounds like it was, I don't know if I'm as good as I think I am. And two, it sounds like I may isolate myself a little bit so that people don't really know that I do this. so I don't really know how to do all the extra stuff. I'm good at this. I'm
Right.
good at writing.
Right.
But I kind of need help with this other stuff. But I don't really talk about it too much. So
Right. It will be more so the first part than the latter.
Okay.
I never really had fear of what people would think or of being that good, because I always knew that it would be different.
Right.
So, but my fear would be not being able to project it out as a finished product the way that it is up here in my head on the outside. And I feel like it coming out any other way or forced out in different ways wouldn't come out to be what I want it to be. So it was more so I was introverted, not hiding what I could do, but it was like a personal hobby, and then not knowing how good I was until I had real life people to compare it to. We see these celebrities out here and we see who they push out, and until as of late, you never knew that like all these people needed a whole team to make these collaboratives. When you hear the people's first projects, which are from themselves, if I measure myself to those, I'm like, oh, I see where I'm at, and I see where I could do this a little bit different, and stuff like that. But then again, like I said, I've always struggled with procrastination. So it ends up becoming one of those things where you're like, I'll start a project and I'll stop it. I'll even finish the project and I would just put it in my pocket and be like, oh, once I'm able to do this beat, then I'll do, but never really making that initiative or taking that step to do the beat. It just sits there.
Right.
So
the art of procrastination. Right. Because it's a whole art in and of itself. And I get what you're saying, because I've definitely done that too with my own work. And I'm even kind of struggling with it now. Like my project is complete. And I keep like going back on my intro. You know what I'm saying? Because I want the intro to be perfect. Like that's the first thing they go hear was the intro.
Right.
And but I've been doing a lot of comparing it to myself, comparing it to what I hear that's out now and different stuff like that. And so sometimes I'll sit back like, nah, I'm just gonna chill on it today. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like, nah, just finish it. Like the song is done. And so I hear what you're saying, and I think that letting go of procrastination, because that's what it sounds like we need to let go, and I need to let go of it too. It's something that we need to all collectively work on, and I feel like a lot of people might struggle with procrastinating on certain projects that they want to complete, or businesses that they want to start, or working on that jump shot, because I hoop, you know what I'm saying? And so, but I definitely haven't been hooping. We definitely do, but I haven't been hooping as much as I used to, you know what I'm saying? But I still that competitive part that you're talking about, because I could just go out and I could just hoop casually, but as soon as you start talking, I feel like the whole game comes back. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely hear what you're saying, Mike.
I think that we have to let go of what things have to be and just let them be. And I say that because, I've always been a perfectionist about music and stuff like that, but I think I didn't accept where I was at that point.
Got it.
And for me, I had to accept where am I today so I could put this out, and it may sound like shit, but if it feels good, I don't give a fuck what you think. You know what I mean? If it feels good to me, I'm going to put it out, but I know I'm going to get better. Like you said with your intro, you're going to if this is what you really want to do, you're going to make a million intros. And they all going to either be better than or worse than, or not, and not even worse than, or not as good. But it ain't up to you to determine that, because it's where you at in your life. Like Jay-Z can't make another Reasonable Doubt. Because he's not there in his life. You know what I mean?
I think, too, like what you're saying, you're not there in your life. I think, too, because, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, too, since I sat on certain stuff for such a long time, the intro was written a while back, and it was your feel, and it was the way that I was then, and now it doesn't feel as good to me. So realistically, what's gonna happen is I'm gonna have to get somebody else to come in and that I trust to be like, it's done.
I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like realistically, like that. I have to, and that's the collaborative part of, like, even with letting go of procrastinating or letting go of where you are today. It's good to have accountability people that you can kind of trust and talk to and kind of work with to kind of do some stuff like that too.
So how do you know when you have that person? Because I'm gonna be real with you, it's done. Like,
and
like,
that's but you that person.
I'm being real.
You that person.
I'm being so real with you, and it's funny because I tell that to every person that I talk to when they ask me about your project. I say it's done.
Yeah,
it is done.
Yeah,
like it's perfect, and I think the longer you sit on it, the harder it's gonna get.
Well, I'm not sitting. The thing, I already got my deadline.
Yeah.
So the end of next month is out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up.
It's out. Like I'm about to shoot my first video in the next couple of weeks. You feel me? So it's out. I think that,
and I need to hear that for myself.
Right.
Like I need to see you do that so that can inspire me to do something.
That's real.
You know what I mean? Like we all move on the same wave. We all on the same energy. So it's like, you know, the more you doubt yourself, it's gonna make me doubt myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we all gotta be sharp.
That's real.
Sharpen each
That's
other.
real. And that's good too, because that goes back to like when I spoke on that accountability. Not only being accountable to tell somebody else that something is good or that it's ready, but to be accountable to myself, like they're looking at me too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good to have that connection and that group and that's just go push you. You know what I'm saying? Like it's dope to hear that, and it's dope to have it. And I appreciate it. Like I know it's done. I'm just, since it's done, I'm just like, I'm nervous.
Yeah,
you feel me? That. Like I'm nervous, and so that's really what it is.
But it shouldn't be nervous. It should be pride.
That's
in
real.
What you did. Like I finished a fucking project. You know how many people don't do that?
Yeah.
You know how many people are still working on projects?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like just to know that you finished and you did something for you. You didn't do this for nobody. You didn't do it for no label. You didn't do it for nobody but you.
Right.
Like you got off this.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna make it so much easier to do everything else because it's like it's here.
Right. And I know that. And I know
you
that.
know what you put into it, so it's like you gonna work to get it where it needs to go.
Yeah. And
you just have to have faith that, you know, it's only a fail if it doesn't come out.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's real.
You know, listening to you guys talk about this, I mean, this is the type of positive motivation that circulates and elevates. Just, you know, piggybacking off what Mike was talking about, you're being watched, you know, and the people under you, they have projects that they're working on already, and your second guess or whatever you would be giving off is what's going to also affect those that are watching you. So, you know, I think a big move would be once you finally drop at the end of that month, it'll get those juices going with the others, you know, and elevate other people's projects. I mean, just listening to you guys has it's hyped me. It's made me want to go listen to some stuff, write a little bit, you know, pen a journal, something like that.
Hey man, like, you know, I was telling somebody earlier, like, I really want to be a part of Black history.
I feel that.
And what I mean by that is, you know, I see what's going to happen 100 years from now. Like, kids and people are going to be teaching about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
And Diddy.
Yeah.
And Pharrell.
These entrepreneurs.
And Kanye,
yeah.
And Mike Brown.
Yeah.
And Alpha.
I feel that.
And Cinco.
I feel that.
You know what I mean? So it's like I have to move the best that I can possibly move to make that happen. Like all the shit that we doing right now is all for the future, on some real shit. Like think about how much shit influenced you, you know what I mean, and you putting all that back into the world. So you gotta be real conscious of that shit. And I'm not saying I'm out here just being perfect and shit. Like I
feel that,
but I'm trying my best. And I think that effort is really what makes the shit work.
That's real. And I agree with that. I think that I feel like there's a couple of things being let go, but I think that myself, I was gonna say people in general, but I'll speak for myself. We don't take the time to take the step back to look at all the things that we've actually done. And all the things that we've actually accomplished, and all the things that because we just working and we just working and we just working and we just working. And I mean, you're right. Like everything that I said that I wanted to do up to this point, I'm doing. Like everything that I said I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm gonna take heed to that, and I'm gonna let go of the constant push to just do
right, go forward,
and just
a little bit in the time and soak in those
absolutely.
W's, because it sounds like it's just been a lot of W's on the way, you know. And I think we tend to as like adults to continue to look at the forward goal, and instead of, you know, celebrating the little accomplishments that we've had.
Absolutely.
There's so many people that have not been able to get there because of, you know, picking down along the way, or mood changing along the way. And it's a real blessing to be able to, you know, finalize something, because when you look back, you get to see all of those things that, you know, were challenges. You're like, oh, you know, I was able to do all of that, you know. I was so busy worrying about the final product that I didn't see that it took so many of these little accomplished victories,
right.
You know, to get to that goal itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I for one am definitely guilty of, you know, not soaking in the day to day. Yes, I did that. That's one step closer. That's another step closer. So I think we all could take something from that as a collective, and really appreciating what we're doing, and going forward, and actually just being assertive about it,
right,
and being certain about it, as opposed to doubtfully putting out ideas and then, you know, holding ourselves accountable. So I think, like you said, there is a lot being let go. Like there's a lot of things being let go outside of you know, procrastination. It seems like there's a lot of progression along the way as well. And I think we need to figure out a way to push each other and stay on that wave, so it's continuous. You know, we were talking a little bit about the groups like TDE pushing themselves. You know, Ab is not letting Kendrick rest. You know, he's writing something that's dope, and it's making him think in a different way. And then that's getting J-Rock and all the other ones into it, and that's why they have one of the dopest groups out there.
Yeah.
And they continue to keep their message along the way, because they have those like minds that keeps them in their circle. They don't have anything. I haven't heard anything out of their circle that doesn't sound like a good project.
Yeah.
And everything sounds like it's that person speaking to me, not one person. So
that's real.
I believe we'll be able to still keep our individuality, but push it to another level, you know, and kind of acquire a skill like Taskmaster or something. Yeah. As opposed to, you know, just staying in our lane. I think so many people are focused on making other people happy with their music that they tend to forget where they want to start with their project. Right. It's a fair combination of both at the end of the day. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely, man. This has been a good, I wish I could have heard the conversation we was having before we even started this, because that's kind of what got us here. You know what I'm saying?
That's usually how it happens, though.
Yeah, but you know, it's I just want to say I appreciate y'all again. I always appreciate getting up. It's always a good like midweek kind of feel, you know what I'm saying? Like every Wednesday we get up and we do the podcast, and it's just always a good way to, you know, that midweek is always like, oh, what am I gonna do with the rest of my week? And so it's like a rejuvenation, you know what I'm saying? You start the week off high, you get your rejuvenation in the middle of the week, and then you just keep fluctuating like that. So I just want to say I appreciate you and your energy as far as coming through.
It's been a really positive experience, seriously.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm gonna put this out there. Cinco is a basketball trainer. Like, just being real. So if you got kids that are playing sports, or you're an adult trying to get better, like, definitely the person to talk to. Like, for real, personal trainer, basketball, everything.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, or you could email me. I'll have you guys put the information probably at the bottom if you guys need it or whatever, or they could reach out to Mike.
You can say it right now.
I mean, that Cristiano on Instagram, Christian spelled the regular way, CHRISTIAN EAUX, and that's gonna be Instagram, or Cristiano Chief. Like Mike was saying, sports wise, I go by Cinco. I've always wear the number 5 or 55, and so I go by Cinco sports wise. And then regular nickname is Koala, but Cristiano, Cinco, Koala, all of that's fine.
Alpha, let them know where they can find you.
I am Alpha ALF. Please don't forget the F. PHA _presents on Instagram. Alpha Presents on Twitter. it's still Wayne Michael right now on Facebook, but that's about to change. Wayne Michael is not an alter ego, it's me too. I have a lot of sides. And again, website is coming very, very soon now. Things have been working, man. So yeah, that's all the places you can find me. Mike, where you at?
I am everywhere. SoundCloud, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, just Mike Brown. I let go of Top Shelf. We'll talk about that another day.
Yeah.
But I let go of Top Shelf. And Tumblr, Beats and Blunts. Tumblr. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Well, this has been another positive episode. Let us know if y'all have any comments. Let us know if y'all would like to be involved. We gonna start a GoFundMe. And I'm just playing. But yeah, man. This is Alpha.
This is Mike Brown,
and this is the art of letting go. I was gonna say. I was hoping he was gonna hit it for me. Letting go, letting go. All right, y'all. Much love.
Peace.